Adonai Yam Baruch L'Olam V'Ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam Asher Bocha Abonu Mikol Ha'amim V'Natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. My dad used to say at certain Torah readings, if this was all we had left from the Torah, if there was no other passage, no other book, nothing but this passage, this would tell you everything you need to know about Judaism. This is the essence. And a lot of times it was hyperbole, but not this time. This passage, found right in the very center of the Torah in Leviticus, is the essential core of what it means to be Jewish. And so we're reading something that's actually known as the Holiness Code. Many people think that this was the original. These were the original prime commandments that even superseded the top 10. The top 10 are pretty basic. Everybody knows you shouldn't go around killing each other and stealing and stuff like that. They didn't really need God on high to say, don't do that. They knew. This is very sublime, very advanced, and it's really the core of Judaism that we're going to read. Unfortunately, we're reading it at the same time that we're celebrating Israel, so I'm not going to give it its due. I'm not going to fully explain it. If you want to try to get even an inkling of the ramifications of this passage, got to come back next week. And the week after, and the week after, and more weeks, because there's just so much to it. So we're going to read from the Holiness Code. Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. God spoke to Moses, saying, Daber el kol adat b'nei Yisrael. Speak to the entire community of Israel. Va'amarta alehem. And say to them, Kedoshim tihiyu. Ki kadosh ani, you shall be holy, for I am holy. Adonai Elohechem, the Lord your God is holy. Ish imo va'aviv tira'u. Now I want you to notice something very interesting. The Torah works in mysterious ways. I told you that this was one of the essential aspects of Judaism. It's going to now list the priorities of the rules and regulations of Shabbat and of Judaism. Does it say that you have to keep kosher? Does it say that you have to go to a synagogue? What is the very first commandment? Well, you're going to have to take my word for it, but we do have some people here who do speak some Hebrew, so I'll read it again. Ish imo va'aviv tira'u. Imo is the possessive form of ima. Imo means his mother. Ish, a man, his mother. Ve'aviv, and his father. And then it says tira'u. It's often translated as shall fear. But as Judaism evolved, it meant to revere, to treat with respect. And which one comes first? Imo ve'aviv. So as we celebrate today, Mother's Day, we notice that in the Torah, the most important obligation that you could possibly have is to honor your mother. And by extension, to honor your Mother Earth, to honor your mother tongue of Hebrew, and to honor your parents and your ancestors. Imo va'aviv tira'u, ve'et shabtotai tishma'u. And then afterwards, and my Sabbaths you shall keep. Ani Adonai Elohechem, I am the Lord your God. Al tifnu el ha'elelim ve'elohem asecha. You should not bow down and worship false gods and images. Lo ta'asu lachem, Ani Adonai, I am the Lord Elohechem. V'chi tizvachu zevach shlamim l'Adonai li'otzoncham, tizvachu bayom zevachem ye'achol u'macharat v'hanochar ad yom hashlishi. If you're going to make a sacrifice of well-being, it's called shlamim. It's related to the word shalom. You should consume all of that sacrifice within the day. Normally, if you were grateful, you would make a sacrifice and share your largesse with others, and that's why it had to be consumed immediately. Now I'm going to skip over to some of the most important parts of the passage. ונכרתה הנפש ההוא מעמים, ובקוץ לכם את קציר ארצכם, לא תאכלה פאת צלחה. This passage is quite extraordinary. We read it, but people have trouble actually imagining what it really means. It says, when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not reap all the way to the corner of the field. The word for corner is pa'at. It's related to the word payas, which is the corner of your beard. When you reap your field, do not reap to the corner. Why not? And your vineyard, you should not also pick bare. Lo te'olel ufalat kamacha lo telaket le'ani v'lager ta'azov otam. For the poor and for the stranger, a better translation would be the foreign-born or the immigrant. You shall reserve that. In other words, you should let poor people and immigrants walk onto your property and pick your field. That shows how far we've come. When people can actually laugh and mock about shooting immigrants, and that would be a cause of derision and humor. It just shows how far we have actually come. Ani Adonai Elohechem, lo tignavu, don't steal, lo tachashu, v'lo tishakru, do not lie, do not oppress, ish ba'amito, v'lo tishavu, v'shemi l'shaker, don't bear false witness, v'hichilalta, et shem Elohecha, because that would profane the name of God, lo ta'ashok et reyacha, v'lo tigzol, don't oppress your neighbor. Don't embezzle. Lo talim pe'ula sachir itcha ad boker. Don't keep the wages of the poor until the morning. Lo tikalel choresh v'lifnei iver lo titen machshol. Don't curse the deaf, and don't place a stumbling block before the blind. It's also used to mean if somebody is not quite as intelligent or as swift as you are, don't take advantage. Don't deceive them because of that. V'yeratam Elohecha, ani Adonai, lo ta'asu ever b'mishpat, lo tisa pnei dal, v'lo tedar pnei gadol. Use fairness in judgments. Be so fair that you don't even favor the poor or the rich. But tzedek tishpot, in righteousness you shall rule amitecha. Lo telech achil ba'amecha. Don't be a gossip monger among your people. Again, mixed in with some of those important passages, the centerpiece of the Torah, lo ta'amod al dam le'acha, do not stand idly by the blood of your neighbor. And in this world, everyone's a neighbor. People are suffering here, there, anywhere, in any country. Do not be silent, because we Jews know the price of silence. Ani Adonai, lo tisna et achecha bilvacha, do not hate your neighbor in your heart, even if they belong to the other political party. Don't hate them. Here's one of the most important passages. Again, hocheach tochiach et amitacha. If your neighbor, if another person is doing something wrong, reprove them. Say something about it. Why? V'lo tisa elav chet. Because if you are silent in the face of their iniquity, you now share in their iniquity. Because in a democracy, some are guilty, but all are responsible. Lo tikom v'lo titol et b'nei amecha. Don't bear a grudge. V'ahavta l'reyacha kamocha. And for all those people who erroneously believe that the Torah is harsh, and we needed another scripture, Christian scripture, to come along and soften up God and put him in a good mood so that he would change his laws. For all people who think such nonsense, it says here, you shall love the stranger as yourself. That was not an original quote by Jesus, wonderful as it is. That's a quote from Moses 1,000 years earlier. And I'm not going to read the rest of this, even though there's a lot in there. I will only refer to another part of this Sedra, which says V'havta et hager kamocha, ki gerim hayitem be'eretz Mitzrayim. It goes beyond what Jesus said. You shall love the stranger, the foreign-born, those who are different as yourself, because you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Yes, this passage is wondrous. The blessing after the Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chagei olam natah b'tzochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Thank you.